Details tonight about the man Nevada state contractors say is one of their most wanted unlicensed contractors. Alfred Lagunas was wanted for scamming thousands of dollars from Barbara Ojito, a senior citizen who he met through church. After our coverage on Fox 5, she was helped by a legit contractor. Lagunas was arrested on a domestic violence charge and an outstanding warrant. We have learned he entered a guilty plea and was ordered to pay $14,000 in restitution.